How are you? My name is Daniel.
My name is Hilary.
Okay, Hilary, nice to meet you. Welcome to my bench. I'm gonna be explaining to you about protein folding. Before I start on this protein folding, what do you know about proteins? Just any knowledge.
I know that there's animal protein and there's plant protein.
Sure. So first of all, let me tell you, proteins are made from, the DNA, genetic information in a cell. The DNA basically is like what carries information from one generation to the other. So this DNA, actually, the protein will be made according to the sequence of the DNA. Just imagine like it's a hook that collects things, let's say things in a room, and puts them together to form one protein. So when the protein is made, it's made like in lines, in single strand, like it's not folded. It's a linear. But for it to function very well, it has to have a 3D shape and certain conformation. That's the reason why proteins have different functions. Is because they have different shapes which I'm going to explain how that happens. So there are types of molecules called, others are hydrophobic and hydrophilic. So in this linear structure of the protein, it has another molecules attached to it. Like there's a base, which is the amino acid, that's the backbone of it, and then the other groups like side chains. So it can either be hydrophobic, that means it doesn't like water, or hydrophilic, which can join with water molecules. So one thing I want to tell you is that hydrophobic, like things which don't like water, like coming together, and those that can form bonds with water will go together. So when you it's like putting oil in water. It's hydrophobic. It won't form a bond with water. It's gonna form a different layer. So this actually happens with this protein. So those parts that do not like water will come together. So remember, a cell has a nucleus and the cytoplasm is mainly water. So when the protein is made, there are these single strands like randomly inside the solution in the cytoplasm. So they come together. These hydrophobic regions of the protein, which doesn't like water, will come together because they like joining each other. In that process, they will fold and form another 3D shape of a protein, which is the conformation shape. So what happens to the water molecules when it forms this shape? Imagine like a sponge. I have a sponge in my hand. When I squeeze it, what happens? Like a wet sponge.
Water comes out of it.
Exactly, water comes out. So this process of protein folding squeezes water outside. Like the more it comes together, the more water it's squeezed outside. So, and that's how proteins are formed, and there are many forces that are responsible for it. I talked about hydrophobic. There is ion pair, like positive attracts negative, right?
Yes.
So there are these forces due to ion pairs, and ion pair. Other ones are called there's hydrogen and hydrogen bonds, which are formed with water. So with that, the protein will assume a 3D conformation, which can serve as a function. An example I'll tell you about: hemoglobin is a protein that facilitates transfer of oxygen in the blood. It has a certain shape of it that allows it to do so. So do you have any questions?
No, I understood.
Okay, I'll ask you a question since you don't have any question. What does hydrophilic mean?
Hydrophilic is the protein that combines with water molecules.
And what's hydrophobic?
Hydrophobic is those that don't combine with water, like behaves like when you mix water and oil.
Exactly. So that's basically it. And hydrophobic parts, those are the ones that actually doesn't like water molecules, and that's what contributes to the formation of the protein.
Yeah.
So thank you
You're welcome.
for having you.